On this show, we like to talk about how technology changes. For this episode on energy, we're going to hear from a group that is actively encouraging people to adopt new technologies.
My name is Peter Upshall, and I'm an energy management engineer here at Newfoundland Power, part of the takeCHARGE team. And takeCHARGE is a partnership between Newfoundland Power and Newfoundland and Labrador Hydro, promoting energy efficiency to our residential and commercial customers.
So what is the takeCHARGE program about?
takeCHARGE is really focused on helping customers find more energy efficient ways to get their service, whether it's lighting or a comfortable home. It's about providing rebates to those customers to encourage them to make upgrades to their homes. Again, whether it's insulation or lighting or their heating and cooling system in terms of thermostats, for example, or heat recovery ventilators.
Thanks to new technologies, there are a lot of ways that people can be more efficient. So why does a company that sells electricity want to help people use less of their own product?
In terms of why it makes sense for us to promote energy efficiency to our customers as electric utilities, there's a number of reasons. One of them is for the customer service side of things. Customers want us to help them be more energy efficient. Another big part of it is that the cost of producing electricity really varies by where the electricity comes from. So hydropower is inexpensive. The fuel is free essentially. But then there's also oil-fired power. So the energy that comes out of Holyrood is much more expensive, and in most cases, much more expensive than what we actually sell electricity for. So there's a business case. We can promote energy efficiency for less than the cost to produce kilowatt hours or energy out of Holyrood. So again, that's part of the business case for promoting energy efficiency.
The cost to produce electricity at the Holyrood power plant is significant. What is the breakdown of power sources in the province?
That's right. So right across the province, or on an annual basis, the amount of energy or electricity that comes from hydropower or from oil-fired power is going to vary, but it's somewhere around 15% oil-fired and about 80 to 85% hydropower. So again, if we can sell less of those expensive kilowatt hours that come out of Holyrood, then that's a good situation for everybody.
Probably one of the most important areas for increased efficiency in recent years has been the light bulb. What types of programs are available to encourage people to change their light bulbs?
Yeah, with regard to light bulbs and lighting, last year we had what we called an instant rebate program. So customers could go into participating retailers and get discounts right in the store on products like lighting, LED light bulbs, CFL light bulbs, motion sensors for lighting, and a number of other products.
In what ways are new light bulbs better?
A standard incandescent light bulb lasts about 1,000 hours of operation. CFLs, which have been around for quite a while, they last 8,000 to 10,000 hours, so 8 to 10 times as long as the old incandescents. And now the new bulb, the LED, will last even longer. And the manufacturers are saying they'll last 25,000 hours or more. So that's, again, 25 times as long as the old incandescent. The other benefit, of course, to that type of lighting, CFLs use about 75% less energy than the incandescent, and LEDs probably about 80% less energy than the old incandescent. So you're getting a longer life bulb, and you're getting energy savings as well. Back in the early 90s, CFLs were quite expensive. They were $18 to $20 for a unit, so they were a very expensive light bulb. Over time, the cost came down to a point where now you can go out and buy a CFL for potentially $2 or $3. So again, a very significant decrease in price. LEDs are the new kid in the market, so the cost is still pretty high in many cases. You can certainly pay $15, $20 for an LED bulb, potentially more for specialty bulbs. So, the analogy that I've heard is that LEDs are like computers. Every year they get a little less expensive and they get better technically.
Why are old incandescent lights so inefficient?
The old incandescent, if you've ever tried to change a light bulb and it was still on, it's hot. And about 95% of the electricity that an incandescent bulb uses generates heat. The other 5% or so is going to light, which is essentially what you want. CFLs, again, use or create a lot less heat, and LEDs even less. So more of the electricity that these bulbs are using is creating light, less of it is creating heat. The other point that I wanted to make about CFLs and LEDs is that they come in different color temperatures, and what that really means is that the color of the light that you get from these bulbs is different, but you have a choice as a customer. So you can choose bulbs that look like the old incandescents, a little warmer as they call it, or you can choose bulbs right on the other end of the spectrum. They're very bright white and look like daylight. So it's important for people to be aware of that as they're shopping for LEDs or CFLs, that you should look at the packaging, try to figure out what the color of the light is, so that when you get it home and you put it into a fixture, you're going to be pleased with the color of the light. Very important to keep that color in mind.
The fact that you can choose the color of your light is important. One thing that turned many people off old compact fluorescent bulbs in the past was they did not like the color of the light. This is not a problem now.
So the old incandescents, a lot of those were 2700 Kelvin, which was the way they measured the color temperature. And again, if you go to the daylight type lights, those are 5000 Kelvin or 6000 Kelvin even. So again, look at the packaging to figure out what's the color of this light. Is it going to be a yellower light with a lower Kelvin number, or is it going to be a whiter light, even bluish, when you get to the other end of the spectrum, up around 5,000 or 6,000 Kelvin. There is a caution for customers that if you go out and you just pick up one of these newer bulbs, the LEDs or the CFLs, you bring it home, you turn it on, and you don't like the color of it, you have other choices. So you just need to be really careful when you're buying those new bulbs to look at that color temperature, the Kelvin rating. Again, the lower the number, the more yellow the light is, the higher that Kelvin number, or K, which is what you'll see on the package, the brighter white or even bluish the light will be.
Besides new light bulbs, what other new technology can make your house more efficient?
One of our programs is the Programmable Thermostat and Electronic Thermostat programs. We provide a $10 rebate for programmable thermostats, $5 on the electronic. The thing they both have in common is that they do a superb job of maintaining a nice steady temperature in a room. And really that's the job of the thermostat. You set it where you want it, and then you don't have to think about it anymore. The older bimetallic type thermostats, the temperature would go up and down, and people often were forced to go over and turn the thermostat up to warm it up, or down to turn it up, and so the thermostat wasn't doing its job. These new thermostats use very sophisticated controls to make sure that the temperature is within plus or minus 1 or 2 degrees, and really people are not going to notice a variation like that. The programmable thermostat is a scheduler of heat, and most of them will give you 4 times in the day when you can change the heat setting. So again, if you're going to bed at 11 o'clock, you get up at 7, well, you tell it, okay, at 11 o'clock at night, set back the heat. If you're getting up at 7, you want the house reheated before you get up. So maybe at 6:30 or even 6 o'clock, you boost the heat back up to where you want it. And then if everybody's out of the house during the day, gone to school or gone to work, you can have another setback. At 8:30, you can say set back the heat, and then if everybody gets home at 5, you can say 4 o'clock, turn the heat back up again. So you get the benefit of energy savings while still maintaining full comfort in your house, because that thermostat is scheduling, turning the heat on and off automatically.
There are many new cutting-edge technologies that are great tools for increasing efficiency. But the most effective way to lower your electric bill is pretty simple.
In a residential home, the biggest thing that people can do is make sure it's well insulated. That basement needs to be well insulated, the attic needs to be well insulated, and of course the main walls as well. Those are the biggest things that people can do, and that's why we've got our programs in place that provide up to $1,000 for a basement project, up to $1,000 in rebate for an attic project, to make sure people have good levels of insulation in their homes.
So how much of an impact has the program made to electric bills?
Since we started our programs, we've helped about 30,000 customers save 185 gigawatt hours of energy. And 185 gigawatt hours of energy is about the amount of energy it would take to supply 8,500 electrically heated homes, Or another way to look at it, it's the amount of power that a town like Deer Lake would use for 3 years. So it's a fair amount of energy. In terms of customer dollar savings, it's probably about $20 million, again, collectively for all those customers over the years that we've been promoting the program. So it's a significant amount of energy savings for our customers. And that's certainly something that we like to tell customers, is that you make an investment in your home or your business and you're going to get those savings back month after month. In the residential home, they're often going to make their homes more comfortable. And that's, they experience that a little more quickly, but the energy savings will compile over time and over the years.
takeCHARGE NL has programs that can reduce the cost of light bulbs, thermostats, and insulation, as well as many other items. It is important to remember that their programs will change depending on the time of year and when new technologies are developed.
Our rebates can change, more programs can be offered, so I would really encourage customers to come visit us on our website at takechargenl.ca. There's a whole array of residential programs, and it also outlines commercial programs as well. We'll be adding new programs over time, so come back and visit us often and see what's there. Programs like the Instant Rebate program, those run for short periods of time. There tends to be a spring and then a fall program, but they are over closed dates. So come visit us at takechargenl.ca and see when the programs are being offered on the Instant Rebate. Most of our other programs are there all the time, but all the details and eligibility requirements are there on our website. So please come visit us and see what's there.